Rebels. I am Friar Tuck. Sorry I'm late, but I got battle scars to prove it. Check this out. Um, okay, so as soon as I got back from town, I started getting some work done, and um, and my neighbor calls and says, "Hey, I'm ready to do it. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait a week." And I'm like, "Oh crap!" So I got everything disconnected, got that done, and I helped him with his stuff over on his property. He was doing me a favor, and he kept saying thank you to me, and I'm like, no, man, you're the one doing me a favor. I don't mind earning my keep. And yeah, he just wasn't. I don't think he was used to somebody that kind of runs as hard as I do. But anyways, good evening, Rebels. This is Rebel News, and I am your host, Professor Tuck. What's up, Beth? Nice to see you. Okay, so I am a little tired, but hey, guys, got something neat to show you for those of you that can see. All right. What's up, Smoking Outdoors? What do you guys think? I like this. Honestly, I'm enamored by it. Now this is before I updated the design. The design is updated. Now the only place you can get this if you want to buy it is over on my Teespring store, which I've disconnected that because it took them 2 months to get me this. Then so now I'm moving everything over to TeePublic. All I got to do is upload this image, and you guys can go ahead and go over there. If you want to go to my TeePublic store, it's down in the description. So there's a direct link there. So what's up? What's up, Tommy? Duckamaniacs, huh? Okay, what's going on, Rebels? Okay, so what are the top headlines for tonight? Well, first of all, the headline is Wall Street crashes, and we were never invited, anyways, because Wall Street just tanked. Markets are bleeding. CNBC is losing its mind, and experts are clutching their pearls. But here's the deal: you were never part of the club, anyways. Okay, so here's the reality of the situation. We already knew that this was going to happen. A lot of this has to do with the rest of the world pulling their money out. One, two. If you've noticed that people like Warren Buffett and others have been pulling their money out of the market, and they're doing strong cash holdings because they know that the market's about to crash, and so therefore they want to be able to have free cash and not take huge losses. And so are the people that are the movers and shakers have already been telling us that this is going to come, and we just didn't know how it was going to happen, and nobody really knew how it was going to happen. Now these guys, because they were kind of seeing the writing on the wall and decided, you know what, it's a good thing that I probably start putting things in cash, just because what we were doing with Ukraine. What ends up happening is our ruling, our market elites, have been, pulling off cash and putting it into their reserves, waiting for the market to tank. Because the thing is these guys already know to buy the dip, and they're not going to just buy stocks. They're going to be buying up assets. We're talking about properties. We're talking about all kinds of different things. There's a lot of different things in which which they could put their money in. They could also offshore, especially if the dollar is about to tank. What this means is well, the dollar is not the strongest currency, and it's also not the safest currency because it's about to drop some serious value. So what does that mean for you? Or for, well, that means that your buying power went all over the buy low, sell high. All right, butt phone. It just at the end of the day, if you have extra money, instead of putting it in the American markets, you might want to start looking at putting it into some sort of foreign exchanges. I'm no stock market broker. I did study for my Series 7, though. I got turned down because I had too much student debt, but I do have at least enough knowledge to where I was studying for it because I was working my way to become a broker. And so I do have some working knowledge of kind of how this works. And I will tell you that if the whole reason why the whole world brings their currency over here. So my grandfather, when I was younger, told me an important story. He says the reason why the American dollar is the American dollar is because it's safe, because we have a safe transfer of power, because we have stable laws that protect that protect everybody in a contract. And so therefore that makes America one of the best places to do business, because the rules are fair on the inside as long as you're using the means and the tools that they allow you to have. and to operate within our market. That's what makes America great. That's what has always made America great. But with what's been going on, when Trump became president the first time, we had protests. We had the summer of protests, if everybody remembers that. We had we've had the J6. We've had now a lot of the left is now getting militant and starting to do certain things that are being militant in a lot of ways. I'm kind of trying to watch my words. Hey, if you guys really want to hear me be more uncensored, I need you to come over to Patreon, become a digital homesteader, sovereign operator, and we will be able to have more of these behind the scenes talks where I could say something without having to worry about being canceled by YouTube. But at the end of the day, so I had to filter my thought, because I knew that if I started saying certain things, that it would kind of get me in a pinch. But we have not had a solid exchange of power in the last 3 presidency, between Trump, Biden, and then Trump again. Now, Trump was more peaceful than the last exchange of power or the previous exchange than that. But what does that tell the world? That tells the world that we no longer have a stable government. We have so much infighting going on in this country that it is actually hurting us so much more, because the rest of the world looks at us and goes that we're unstable. Because here's the thing, in a lot of these other countries, as soon as a new ruler comes to power, you've got 30 days to be able to exchange your money for equal value in the new currency. Otherwise, you completely lose out. And that is something that that is different between America and the rest of the world, is because, again, we have a peaceful exchange of power, we have a stable currency, and we have laws that are business friendly. And as soon as our court system starts going rogue, as soon as we no longer have peaceful transfers of power, nobody wants to do business here. So are we shocked that the world doesn't want to do business with us anymore? Are we shocked that people are starting to pull their money out? Even locals who know what's going on and realize that the dollar and our society and our government is no longer stable. We have too much divisiveness and no unity. We haven't had unity in 12 years. Okay, since 2012 was the last time we had any unity, and there was still some stuff that went on behind that. Okay, so on April 14th, when Trump announced sweeping tariffs on Chinese imports, Wall Street tanked in response. S&P dropped 3.5%. NASDAQ went even worse. Sectors that were hit hardest are tech, retail, and logistics. And here's something else to keep in mind. Although you guys may not like AI, there is an AI arms race that is going on between the United States and China. And you should probably get some sort of understanding of it, because in the same way that we had a race to the nuclear arms with the Manhattan Project, because we weren't the only ones working on it, whoever got to it first was able to use it first and would completely change the tide of the war. Well, AI is the next nuclear bomb, and it's between the United States and China. And so what China is doing is they're using this as a way to directly affect our markets. Because every time we have somebody that comes out and says, oh, well, we did this, then the Chinese go over, well, we did this and we did it better. And then if somebody else comes out and says, we did this, and then they said, oh, well, we did this, but even better. Oh, now we're offering free AI agents. Oh, now we're offering this. What does this do to capitalist commercial markets? Is it basically says, well, something that was a value that we put money into, that we thought was going to have a return on investment because people were going to pay for subscriptions, software, all this different stuff, licensing rights, and then it was going to create its own little economy around it, where you had people that would come in and set it up for organizations and individuals that could afford it. Okay. But when you have the Chinese that are taking this and going, well, screw it, we're going to put it out for free, and it's in their best interest to keep it all open source. And this is a good thing for us. As the common man, we want it to be open source, because it being open source means that you and I if we're willing to take a moment and go and learn, we can go get the source code, take it, and modify it to what we want, and therefore we can either correct certain things that we don't like about it, such as surveillance, or use it to be our subordinate to do our own surveillance and our own stuff, but have it written for on a local network. Okay, so you have. Uh, do I want a little bit of silver? I'll take silver. Silver, honestly, is poor man's gold, and I'd rather have silver than gold. I keep telling my old man, gold is probably the worst investment you can make, because that's an invitation to get robbed. You have silver, it's much you're considered a common man, because only the rich can afford gold. Mm. But with what the Chinese are doing to our economy, this is being destructive, with the way that they're handling AI. And so this is why tech is losing, because one of the things that this new release from China just did to the American markets, and it especially was like a spit in the face of OpenAI and Sam Altman, was that they just said, well, we just created something better on a third of the budget. And so now everybody that's investing in tech is going, why are we spending all of this money if the Chinese can do it cheaper, quicker, and better? Okay, so again, who's going to win this race? Who wins this race controls the world for the next 50 years, until the next nuclear bomb style or type of event. Okay, so what's up, Joanna? So this is something that we as a people should be definitely aware of, and I don't think enough people are talking about this in any which way. So this is gonna equal higher prices, because again, if the dollar gets decoupled right now, I think it's 58% of the world currency right now is being done in dollars, and it's losing ground every single day because of the tariff wars and what's going on between us and China. That if the dollar gets decoupled, you're going to lose 30% of your buying power, because you're no longer at the top of the food chain. You've no longer got the most stable, most sought after currency. We will be number 2, number 3, but we will not be number 1 anymore. And then that means that our share of the world market is also going to go down, therefore making us less attractive to do business. Okay, so this is going to play across the board, and this could be a major economic collapse for us. Okay. Okay, so okay. All right, so do you guys have any questions about that segment before I move on to the next one? What do you guys think? It looks like we've got some people that are interested in this topic. So Rails, Occult, Rails, what's up, Beth? Smoking, what's up? Okay, and if you guys show up, those of you that show up every night, I know my regulars, I want to make sure to say hi to you. So make sure you say hi, Tommy, in chat. All right. Okay, Beth. Okay. All right. FDIC, the contract your grandfather mentioned. FDIC. Well, no, not the FDIC. The FDIC really has nothing to do with the stability of our currency. What it has to do is to keep faith in our banking system in case we have issues where, like over the last couple of years, all the different banking collapses we've had. So that way we don't have bank runs. That's more something internal to ensure that there's no panic, because that is a security feature, but that's not really something that that the rest of the world takes into account. You know what? Electronics are going to be just as valuable as silver, and plus it has metals in it anyway, so you'll be able to at least get metal value for it. Plus technology, so you're looking at maybe 50% of what you originally paid for it versus like 10 and 20% for other things. Let's see here. Let's part of the okay. Hey, what's up, Invisible Man? Nice to see you, Joanna, Beth. Okay, Invisible Man. We all see you, Invisible Man. Okay. All right. Do you think we should take our money out of the bank now before they take it? Well, here's the thing, and this happened, I think, August of last year, or maybe the year before. The all of the central banks of all of the world got together with the I think it's the the World Bank. They all came together, and all the central banks in the West said, we're going to now move to a digital currency. Well, here's the thing. Since this trade war is kicked off, the digital renminbi, which is the what the Chinese use, the digital yuan, that is now doing cross-border transfers, and now you have a quicker quicker transfer of money, and so therefore it makes business doing easier. So now China will be able to attract those that yeah. But if get your money out of the bank, we're going to go to a digital currency. Okay, so you'll get digital credits in exchange for what it is that you have in the bank. If you have it in cash, they will require you to turn it in order to get digital currency. The only way cash works is in the black market, and you won't ever be able to get it anymore. So therefore, it becomes a tradable item versus a sequence of money. Okay, so it will change. The dollar would change on that level if they went to a digital currency. It will be just as tradable as gold and silver. Investment intangible better than banks. Yes, that's really the way the world. What most people don't know is that the game Monopoly was brought out as an educational game to be able to teach people how to deal with the new fiat currency. See, the whole premise of the game is to take every single spare dollar you have and buy assets, because assets is where all the real value is. And then from those assets, you build it up and continue to add value. In a lot of ways, in the modern world, you have loans to be able to do collateral so that you can keep growing your wealth. But that is the difference between the average person and a rich person, is that how they understand the debt-based system. The debt-based system was never meant for you to hold on to cash. You were supposed to hold on to assets. And the thing is it was supposed to drive the value up artificially, just because it was constantly being exchanged, and it allowed the money supply to grow. Okay. That was the big thing about Monopoly. So millions march, but will it matter? Okay, so there is the hands-off movement that just turned into the biggest demonstrations of the year. People are out in force, marching, chanting. But here's the real question: will this change anything? So 2 million people across the major U.S. cities protested policies tied to Trump's return to tariffs, social service rollbacks, and immigration enforcement, organized by progressive groups under the Hands Off campaign. Main message: keep government programs, reject austerity, push back on nationalist policies. But here's the thing that at least my 2 cents on this is that well, I mean, look at what Occupy Wall Street. Everything. If you really want to see what's going on now, you have to understand its roots. Our country split in 2008. You had the Occupy movement. What's up, Cherokee? You had the Occupy movement, and then from the Occupy movement, you also had the Tea Party movement. The Tea Party movement was in large part inspired by the Freeman movement that was starting to gain steam. Tea Party and Freeman generally go one and one in the same. A lot of your original people that were in the Tea Party movement also participated in the Freeman movement. Okay. What time is it? It is 5 o'clock, 5:18. But everything's splintered since then. You have the Tea Party movement that takes on Ron Paul, and Ron Paul's telling us that what's going on. And then you had the Occupy movement that got people like AOC and Bernie Sanders, and we're going to be talking about them here in a minute, anyways. But because they're off, I think that they're going to end up doing a presidential bid. I'm West Coast time, but anyway, so let's see here. That just there's really not a lot to be able to talk about. I thought there'd be a lot more on that I could that I would have to say on this, but I think that there's another article that we're going to be talking about that's going to give me a little bit more. So, so they're doing a TikTok ban. This time they're serious. You know what? TikTok sucks. Okay, I will tell you. So as I was walking into town, I come across Rastaman, and he gave me a gift today, and this is apparently one of the neighbors. This is not vodka. Okay, this is the stuff you find in the backwoods of Kentucky. Okay, backwoods of the Appalachia, West Virginia, that area. Okay, so but it was given to me, and him and I were talking about the TikTok, and he's like, yeah, TikTok sucks now, since they brought it back and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, as soon as the Americans got it, they immediately destroyed the TikTok in favor of the other social media platforms. This was a ploy to wipe out competition. That's why all of the social media platforms did that. And they used some propaganda. Some of it was true, some of it was propaganda. Okay, some of it was true, some of it was propaganda. And but the thing is, what they've done to it since the Americans took over, because ByteDance also owned CapCut. And if you guys have been watching my videos over the last couple of years, I was using CapCut. And so once they did that whole ban, it forced all the people that were taking advantage of the free version of CapCut, and they had to go now pay for a paid version if they wanted anything remotely close to what you could get for free through CapCut. Because I mean, in a lot of ways, it was like using what is it? Uh, like using Adobe Premiere Pro, but instead of using it with all that bells and whistles and constantly crashing, it would all work, and it was pretty well done. It was a very light system. You could do it anywhere. It was great to be able to work with. Well, since they brought it back, they now that the $10 tier is now $20. It is constantly crashing. It is worse than Adobe Premiere Pro. It is, I mean, and their AI that they have, their AI tool to kind of help you with, sprucing up your videos. It's so designed for TikTok, but yet they have so many YouTubers that come over there that they don't even really think about that. And it's actually kind of destroyed a couple of my videos. And I've had to sit there and be like, no, 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 no. So I don't really care if they ban it, because they destroyed it so much that nobody worth their salt really wants it. You can go over to Instagram and do the same thing on TikTok, because it's going to be a lot more stable over there. It's part of the the metaverse and all that other stuff. Unfortunately, that's where we're being pushed, and our choices are being made for us. But again, just like when Microsoft took over TubeBuddy and completely tanked that because they bought it as an asset, thinking it didn't require any work and they were just going to be able to collect, free money. No, no, no. TubeBuddy has basically gone away, and the only one that's out there now is vidIQ. Okay, when it comes to tools that creators use, and this is essentially what happened when they did the whole TikTok thing. So I don't think this is going to affect people, except for the content creators that are selling it as a as a as a new gold mine. Okay, so okay, so tomorrow. Okay, well, okay. Um, okay. Well, I'm just gonna move on to the next article, because okay, here's the next. Okay, so these are ranked. Just so you know, because to be able to go and do the research and stuff like that, to be able to bring together news articles and know what's really trending and what's really not trending, what's going to be relevant to you and what's not. Because I've been out of the news cycle for so long. I'm using AI to present me with the articles. I get to read them, I get to have a deep understanding. And so I spend about 3 hours of my day taking all that knowledge that the bot spit out for me to go and research it on my own, so I can do that. I didn't have a lot of time to be able to do that today, but this is one of the top things that is going on, that is affecting not only the prepping community, the off-grid community, and the homesteading community. Doesn't matter whether you're a homesteader or a digital homesteader, but AI is starting to take over farming, but not how you think. Okay. AI isn't coming for it is coming for your YouTube channel. It's also coming for your land. This week, the USDA announced new funding programs to pushing AI into commercial agriculture hard. They say it's about efficiency. Yeah, it's more about control, guys. This is they are already inefficient in our system, and this is one of the first steps of AI getting into our government. Because if we allow AI to make decisions on our behalf, think of it like this: go watch a movie if you've got a Netflix subscription. Go watch a movie called Atlas. It is about what happens when AI has a moral conundrum because of the destructive nature of humans. And on one hand, you might agree with it because you think that most people are crap bags. But on the other hand, it's something completely different. Okay. So I think that this is a slippery slope. And although we're going to like the results from it, at the end of the day, it's going to be used against us because the Department of Homeland Security, while we were going through the election, is when they decided to release their annual threat assessment. A lot of people talked about it, but nobody really talked about the fact that that they were increasing drone surveillance in cities, setting up cameras in cities. If you really want to know the truth, if the government wanted to stop all drugs and all crime, it has enough surveillance and enough control with everything that it has on hand right now. It could stop every drug deal, every crime, every border crossing. It could be the pre-crime division. We already have that, and this is just one more step in them doing it. I'm not against AI. I think AI is a good tool. I think that we're being reckless and irresponsible with it because AI has the ability to help you. But when you give it complete control over your decision making process and you lose your agency and your autonomy, it could be making decisions and starting to make influences. This is something that's also happening on YouTube as they start integrating. So Google a couple of days ago just had a big old seminar where they released their full multimodal AI package. Okay, that's Gemini, that's picture creator, video creator, like everything. Just like how Google has all this other stuff with like all the different things. Now they just turned whatever they could using AI as a way to do artificial generation, whether you need a picture made, a thumbnail made, a video clip made, whatever it is, it can make it look realistic, hold on, and everything else like that. But they're also integrating it into the way in which the search system works. Every social media platform at this point in time has its best interest is to keep you on that platform as long as they possibly can. Why do they want to keep you on that platform? They want to keep you on that platform so that you, as an individual, will be served more ads, and that means that they can charge more because they've got people that have like open-ended accounts. And so it's just constant because everybody knows they need to advertise, so they just say, okay, this is my best return, and then they write a blank check to Google. And so Google is doing multiple things that are definitely not only malicious to content creators but to you as the viewer. You as the viewer are only being served with an echo chamber. So if you search and you come across a video that says beginner's guide to homelessness, well, you know what? If I'm talking about other subjects, you're not going to be served with that. You're only going to be served with the same title. So you see Alex Hormozy that uses the same title, and you're starting to see a lot of YouTubers because they figured it out. The people, the way that YouTube is serving you is an echo chamber, but it's also using its abilities to be able to influence your decision, whether to rile you up, calm you down, make you more naive, inform you, whatever your desires are. It's going to amplify it, and then it becomes, what is the core desire of the average human being if left unchecked, with no moral code, no moral compass, and no consequences for actions. And at that point in time, now you start creating a situation where you've lost the ability to make informed decisions because the algorithm is determining what works for you. This is why you need, if you like my content, you want to know, you want more behind the scenes and unfiltered stuff, come on over to Patreon, join the Digital Homesteader or the Sovereign Operator, and that will and we can talk and have a private conversation, because the way that it's going to be in the future is the only way in which you have the ability to have an open and honest discussion without fear of censorship is behind the paywall. And the only time that behind the paywall becomes an issue is if somebody leaves and goes, why, I don't like these people. So basically, you get agitators that come in and agitate, and that could take that is another form of for them to control. But you will never fully be able to get away from it. But there are things that you can do, and when you do that with creators, what you're doing is you're sponsoring them and saying, "I like what you're doing." Just like I would tell you, if you see a homeless person and you see them begging for money, do you give them $1 or do you say, "Come do some yard work and I'll give you $20"? Okay, if you show them that there, if you train people by how you reward their behavior. Okay, and this is essentially being done on a global cataclysm. Is that you're going to be forced to vote with your dollars, and instead of investing in the stock market, which is volatile, you're investing in creators that you know are bringing you the information that you know is important to you, that makes a difference in your life. So this is the way the economy is moving, and this is the unintended consequences, um, this is the disruptive force that is happening with AI. So not only is it going to happen in farming, but it's going to happen in every single industry. No industry, including politics, is going to be left untouched. If you look at Abu Dhabi, they have already gotten a city planner. Um, you know, uh, Abu Dhabi, yeah, they got an AI city planner that it suggests tax incentives, and it will automatically segregate the population based upon compliance without being told to, because it's trying to create a cohesive a cohesive system. So at that same time, now you're being forced and influenced by all this, and this is the dangerous part of it. AI is a tool; it is there to assist you. But the second you start giving it the opportunity to make your decisions and influence your life without you having a single say in it, is when AI becomes dangerous, and it is a sign of laziness within society. Okay, and the okay, we already went over that one. Okay. Well, as I talked about earlier, so I'm going to follow up with this last segment, and then we're going to open it up for whatever you guys want to talk about. But Bernie Sanders and AOC are traveling the country. They're getting a lot of traction, considering Trump only has this term. He's going to be looking attractive to a lot of people. And again, this is the difference. Donald Trump was the Tea Party movement. Bernie Sanders is the Occupy Wall Street movement. We got the Trump stuff, the Trump and the Tea Party, and we got them. Now Bernie Sanders, because he was shut out during 2 elections, and so he never got a fair shot. This may be his only time to give it a fair shot, because the Democratic Party is no longer a good party. And so therefore they need somebody that's going to generate some sort of interest. And Bernie Sanders is pretty much the only one. And him and AOC, being as controversial as they are, whether you like them or not, they're going to generate enough. They're going to generate enough, momentum for themselves. And so this is something that I think they're already getting themselves pre-positioned for the 2028 election. And I wouldn't be surprised if they are either the independent or the Democratic nominee. And if they choose to go independent, it will be a sign that the Democratic Party is over, and all the Democrats are going to now go over and inhabit the independent party. It might be center, and we might get some more reasonable liberals, and a lot of the crazies will go away, because they're going to be left in the Democratic Party holding on for dear life, like it's some religion that they can't live without. Okay, and so I think that this is something to keep an eye on, to see not only how they run, but if they also do become viable candidates. Because I think that him and AOC are probably already decided to partner up, team up. He's going to be president, she'll be vice president, because people like him more than they like her. She's lost a lot of popularity, and her own people have turned on her. And so she would be a better number two than a number one when it comes to when it comes to the Democratic side, because regardless of what party you're in, you should be looking for politicians that have good ideas that are going to benefit you. And I think at this point in time, with how AI is, I think that something like the Bernie Sanders camp with UBI and all that other stuff is going to come to fruition. And I think that if he does ride that, what that will end up doing is ensuring that he becomes the next president after Donald Trump. And you just got to decide whether or not you like him or you can at least tolerate him. Okay. So, Crispy, you still here? Okay. Will AI suggest RoboCops? They're already doing it with dogs. There are truckers that have been showing this since like 22, 23, somewhere around there. So yeah, they've already got bomb sniffing dogs, drug sniffing dogs are all robots. They even, you can use them for like when the truckers would go through to do their weights and stuff like that. Ask AI if and when it will decide to turn against us. Do you think it's really going to be honest, considering it's been completely dishonest? I strongly disagree. And by the way, I want to update our tickets. Okay, so for those of you that are here every month on the first of the month, we have a raffle and giveaway. If you want to be able to join, you can do it in a couple of ways. To get a raffle ticket, they're $10 in the super chat, or you get double tickets with memberships. So if you come on over to Patreon, you do like the digital homesteader or the sovereign operator, you get you get double tickets. Same thing with YouTube memberships. So we have 4 contestants right now. We have Rails that has 4. We have Matt the King, who has 5. We have I can't remember the exact name. It's just me, who has 10, and Rails. Okay, I know I'm missing someone. Rails. It's just me. And DJ Elf with 1. Okay. So those are the tickets. So what do you win if you win the raffle? There's 3 prizes. First prize is a free month for the for the sovereign operator, and a free digital bundle that is a value of $20 or less. Second prize gets an unreleased digital bundle that I have not released yet. And third prize gets a 1-month free membership to Digital Homesteader over on Patreon. All that stuff, I will send it to you. I will email it to you. Make sure that you're here on the 1st. Beth, please don't let me forget about it this month. I don't want to. If you could remind me, please, when it comes on the 1st. But that is the contest that we are running. So come on over, get your tickets, get in the raffle. We got lots of people doing lots of things. Okay, so like I've said, when it comes to creators, instead of investing in the stock market, invest in the creator, because instead of getting a return on money, which money is great and all, but instead of getting a return on money, you're getting another return. You're getting another type of return on investment, whether it be being entertained and satisfied, or educated, entertained, and satisfied. It doesn't matter what it is. Everybody has their different reasons. Some people are like, I believe in what you're doing. I want to keep you uncensored. So I want to come over and I want to contribute. But over the next 6 weeks, I would like to be able to gain at least 10 new subscribers over on Patreon, because YouTube as a platform isn't going to be as viable over the next couple of years. I am going to be strongly divesting from certain social medias and investing in others, because there are some platforms that are up and coming. But I think that as Google rolls out AI, the need for YouTube is going to go down, and advertising money is going to be put more into the chat bots than it is going to be into the content creators. The content creators will be more responsible for user generated content, also known as UGC, where like You know, for example, let me show you guys what I got here. I know I did a little thing. So I got my first sponsor. I got to go apply tonight after we're done with the live stream, but I've got to go and apply for it. Now, these guys are out of China, so you've got 145% tariff on them. At least I think you do. Okay. Because this was shipped from Guangdong. Okay. So it twists open. Okay. It is BPA free, 720 milliliters. Okay. It has like a Gatorade bottle. I don't know if there's any water filters that have that big of a mouth. I'm going to send them some sort of suggestion and tell them that they might want to change it to a 20 ounce, and they will have a lot more satisfaction because it's more versatile and it's able to be used with something like a Sawyer filter or any other filter on the market, especially if you want to use this for hiking and for other things, because quite frankly, it comparatively speaking, and it's real simple. Okay. And it comes with an extra one. It doesn't take a lot of effort. And I mean, unless you just want to make it pretty, but it doesn't take a lot of effort. It's just, it's basically a bungee cord that is looped around here. Okay. But it's definitely good. I'm going to use it. Like I'm probably going to fill it up with some water and go into when we go into town next time. And this will be really good for making sure that Sam has some sort of water on the way, because, you know, you don't, when you're out on trail, you have these 20-ounce bottles, and the life water, no, smart water bottles are really good and they fit really good, but they're not that durable. So this is supposed to be leak free and this is supposed to be durable. We will see how well it gets used over the next couple of months. Once I get the affiliate link, I will let you know, and I will put it down there in the description. Okay. And then, as you guys see, the other thing that I got, I thought that these guys were never going to send it to me. So facts are not feelings. Okay. This is the theme of this channel. We care about facts, not feelings. Okay. So if you want a mug like this, I will have it up on the TeePublic store tomorrow. That will be what I do, since I don't have anything else to do. I can get straight to work. No more distractions. Today, I had to go into town. And then from going into town, I as soon as I got back, I had to start preparing to get the trailer moved. It took us a couple hours to do it because it got stuck. That's how I got this little ding. So, but anyways, you guys want to see? It's really windy out, so you got to be okay with the wind. If you guys are okay with the wind, we'll go outside and I will show you guys a little bit. I'll show you guys around. So, it's pretty cool. A larger size would be good. You can also suck the air out of the small water bottles and crush them. Yes, but the thing is, as you do the back and forth on it, those creases start, like the physics term is the elasticity level breaks down, and it starts breaking down. So you want to you want to you want something that is designed to collapse down. And so therefore it's going to last longer than if you do that with a plastic bottle, because every time you do that, it's only going to last for a little while. This is, should last you, if you're using this out on trail, or if you honestly, I would, for this one right here, I'd put it in your glove box. That way, if you ever get into a situation where you need some water and you, instead of looking for a glass, you just pull this out of your glove box, unwind it, and just, boom, like that. Now you got a bottle. Okay. That would be if I was going to use this, and I had for me, like on a daily use, since I'm not on trail all the time, this would be how I would use it in a day-to-day life situation. Okay. But again, all right. All right. So let's go outside. Really? Yeah, I think it's neat. I mean, it would be nice if they had it compatible, because I mean, that's when you're a hiker, and Jeremy pointed this out, and it makes perfect sense. Oh, my legs. It's great for if you're out on trail or something along those lines, to be able to keep compact, because sometimes if you're going into a hostel, you don't need that big old bottle, because sometimes it falls out and stuff like that. So you collapse it down, and it makes it a lot easier, because I've almost lost a few of my water filters that way. So let's go through here. All right. Oh, damn it. Okay. It's going to be bright sun, guys, so block your eyes. Come on, Sam, you want to go? Don't be pushing me out. Come on. Fuck. Oh, my legs. Okay, so the trailer. Oops. This is where the trailer was. Okay. Sorry, my legs are kind of sore. But this is the trailer. As you see, it's I got to remove one of those blocks and put a smaller block in there. We had so much trouble getting this off that I was like, I didn't realize it was off center until that. But I think, yeah, it's kind of a little weird, but you got to look at the way that this thing is a heel too. So crap, fucking wind is just it takes everything and just blows it. I mean, this is right now I'm dealing with probably about 25-mile-an-hour winds, so that's not bad. But this is the view that I get. So when I look out my window, oh, by the way, you guys got to see how close we got this. I didn't want it as close, but it was close. Hold on. Ugh. My shoelaces keep getting caught. Okay, so this is how close we got it. So this is the rock line. I might want to pull it a little bit closer, but then also from, because you see, that's where my bed is. That's where my head is. All I have to do is pop up, and I can see out here, see what's going on, see who's coming, and that gives me. And plus, I also can see from that direction because that area is not covered as well. Plus, as you see, I've got some barriers that kind of offer me. I'm gonna have to go check it from that direction. We'll probably walk down there in just a minute, but this is, yeah. Okay, I need to put the jacks on this before bed because it's supposed to be about 40-50-mile-an-hour winds. So I was a dumbass today. I forgot to take down the jacks before I started raising that up, and then he gets here and I was like, crap. And because I'd raised the front up so much, the jacks and everything. So anyways, this is that. Okay, let's go take a look at it from a distance and let's see how well we can see it. Oh, yeah, let's see how bad. You want to see what a dually did to a metal bottle? Yeah, in order to make it around, he ended up having it. I don't care. He didn't hit the water. He's fine. Oh, damn. He really rolled up on that thing, as you guys can see. But that's just kind of, oh well, he didn't damage this, so it's fine. I don't care. The reason why is because I told him it was too hard for him to go this way because I hadn't finished filling in the holes and I was worried about his truck. But anyways, I can move this over by the trailer, and then that way, and we can start having some outside barbecues as things get better. Do a live stream while I'm cooking some burgers over the brick. Yeah, that would be fun. All right, you guys enjoying this? All right. If you're enjoying this, make sure you hit that like button. All right. If you really like what I do, make sure you share it. And if you really, really, really like what I do, consider becoming a member over on Patreon. So I gotta have some humor with it. But this is part of my plan. I need to get not dependent on YouTube. That's my biggest problem. I got too dependent on YouTube, and just like when the government cuts off benefits, when YouTube does that, it hits you just the same way. There's Sam, guys. You guys wanted to see Sam? Yeah, she's starting to slim down a little bit. You guys notice? She was getting really freaking fat. So, but we got some clouds moving in. Okay, let's see it from this direction. Oh wow. Okay. So I have How far back do I gotta go? Okay. So, all in all, you can see it. Okay. You guys see the trailer? Okay. But it's so compact in there. And it blends in well with everything else. I mean, if I was to put some camouflage over, because they're talking about doing surveillance out here, having surveillance drones, and if they don't want you living somewhere or don't want you somewhere, or they want to mess with you, that's a quick thing. So if you don't want people to see what you're doing, you might want to start looking some camo netting for surveillance drones. All right, come on, Sam, let's go. But it does give us a lot more privacy than being right out there in the open, as you guys can see. So we got to see it, and I want to kind of keep it. So now that I've got the trailer there, my next thing is to start cutting some of those branches down and getting some of that field rat stuff out, because we wanna get it. Now my neighbor, he's got some black cats, and I hope Sam does well. Sam won't be sleeping outside if she can't get along with the cat, because I need a cat for two reasons. One, I like black cats; they're my favorite. Second, we need it for mouse control. So I don't want it. I want a mouse, or I want a mouse catcher. That's really what the purpose is. Sam is to keep me alert if something's going on. She will tell me when a vehicle's coming into range before I can even hear it, because you'll see her pop up. It's what sucks in the middle of the night. People driving down the road, pops up, wakes my ass up. It's like, damn it, dog. It's just somebody driving. But, at the same time, I do appreciate it. Okay. Well, you guys are getting kind of some of a sunset. It doesn't go, sunset isn't until 7:30 down here, which is about 10:30 your guys' time. So, when fall sets and stuff like that, you guys will probably see more of the sunset. Come on, Sam. Come on, let's go. Yeah, I haven't even eaten dinner. I haven't even really eaten lunch today. Incognito. Okay. Beautiful view. Okay, YouTube is paying increasingly less for channels under 1 million subs. I didn't know those stats, but I know that because they rearranged the money over into shorts because of, come on, Sam, let's go. Because they and they used to give you, get up there, before they would give you like 10 to 20 cents, like 25 cents per thousand, and now they're giving 80 cents to, I mean, I get anywhere from 80 cents to $1.12 sometimes. But the thing is, I don't do a lot of shorts. And usually the more popular they are, the less I make. I don't understand that part either. But that's just the way it is. All right, guys. So, so do you, all right. So I want to know from you guys, what was your favorite story? Out of all the stories, which one do you think was the most important, most significant? Because we're in after hours time. So I'm gonna roll a cigarette. We're gonna sit here. We're gonna relax, and we're gonna chat a little bit longer until you guys no longer want to chat anymore, or until my signal goes away. Either way, either one of those works. Tariffs. Okay. Okay, I hope your channel thrives. You definitely put in the work. Yeah, I do put in quite a bit of work, and I don't know, it just, I don't know. I a lot of it was, just like in business, like, okay, one of my biggest failures in business was bringing on a business partner. And a lot of people are like, well, why? You got help. Yes. But you've got two chiefs that are fighting for for their own dominance. Now, even though I paid for everything, it was my idea. I just needed the extra help. I offered them partnership in exchange for sweat. I gave them sweat equity, essentially, is what it's called. It's like, okay, you can earn your partnership. But the thing is, they wanted it without earning it, and then were destructive to it because they still had the employee mentality. Okay, so honestly, yeah, having a business partner is probably the worst thing you could ever do. But I don't know what brought that up. I was going to talk about something. Okay, there we go. Got it fixed. All right. Yes, but I don't know. It just I learned, I got a lot of bad advice. I followed the gurus, and the gurus, they're not misleading people. They're only giving them such a small part of the story that they actually don't, connect the dots. Because they're more interested in getting you hyped up and getting you started. And then just letting you figure it out, instead of, like, now content creators and a lot of the people that are teaching, the up and coming ones, like Scott Simpson. If you ever watch him, he's decent. He he gives you real world advice from somebody who built a YouTube channel that hasn't been in that space, that will actually tell you what you really need to do. And now all those guys are saying what I've been starting to say, which is, dude, only a fool relies on YouTube. And the way that they teach you is that if you get big enough, sponsors will just come to you. Yeah, sponsors will come to you. But I've been doing this for 3 years, and think about it. All right. So I got a lot of bad advice that led me down a bad path that now I have to correct. But the nice thing about doing what I do, and being as hard of a it's not necessarily about being a hard worker, but being a smart worker, that I am. uh I think I'm able to rebound. And I know I kind of had a meltdown this morning, but it's like I was trying to figure some stuff out, and unfortunately, something that I normally keep to myself, because about 4 to 6 months, I have a little bit of a meltdown just because of the stress. Um, but usually, right after I have that meltdown, it's like everything turns around and starts going good. It's like I needed the meltdown to kind of fix what was going on. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. Um, So, anyways, come on over to Patreon, check out the memberships, do all that good stuff. Let's see, tariffs. Regarding tariffs, on the bright side, inflation will make it cheaper to pay off your property loan. No, because we're going through a deflationary period. Because in a lot of ways, as our that's what stagflation is. You guys asked last night what stagflation is. Stagflation is when inflation goes up but goods go down. So the price of goods are getting cheaper, but everything costs more. So it's actually, and the thing is we've been in this for a while. They haven't been telling us. And now that we're relying on professionals and all that to tell us something, we're learning that we were fools. We should have figured it out on our own. What do you guys think of this? You like this? You don't like it? Am I the only one that likes it? I think it's awesome. Another sign of my personal progress. What do you mean, Beth? It's all messed up and confusing. Yeah, the economy has been on life support for a while now. Well, that's why like people like Peter Schiff and Ron Paul came out and said, "Hey, look, this is going to be 10 times worse if we keep kicking the can down the road." Well, we kicked the can down the road. Now we can't keep kicking the can down the road. Okay. I will put them up over on T Public. I will announce it tomorrow when I have it done. I'll put it over in the post. So if anybody wants to come get one, if you like it, because I'm going to start. So like I said, remember we were talking about this morning how I keep reinvesting in myself. So if I want to sell more cups, then I start using this cup because people go, "Oh, well, I want that cup. I like that cup." And so therefore it will sell me some cups with me just sitting here having a cup of coffee while I have a conversation with you, because it'll be down in my shop. But the problem is I'm having trouble getting my store connected to TeePublic. So right now, all I've got is just a store over there, and you're just gonna have to go there directly. You can't buy it through the YouTube shop. Okay. Mm. Let's see here. Let's see. Fantastic. Waited long enough for a mug and it finally arrived when water bottle did. Yeah, that was. I think they both came from the same place. Um, I like the message. Okay. Love the mug. Okay. The economy has been okay. Yeah, we got that far. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Oh, so link for merch is in your all my anything that I have that okay. I have my affiliate links. I have my personal affiliate links. So like if you want to do a sponsored shout out, I've got a Fiverr gig. On that Fiverr gig, I have it set up with each segment. I do a sponsor. So like every 15 minutes or so, I'll do like a 30-second shout out, $10 per shout out. If you buy more, you pay less. It's bulk. It's the way it works. I also got other things over there like my TeePublic or my memberships and stuff like that. So all of that stuff is down in the description. It will always be down in the description, including my tip jar in case somebody wants to just, they don't want a membership, and they know that how much YouTube rips you off through the super chats, and they want to do like Cash App or PayPal. I have that down there as well because I know some people they don't like YouTube, and other people trust YouTube way too much. I was one of those people up until probably about 6 months ago. Okay. How much you pay for shipping for the order of a mug? Well, the mugs, I think they go for like $20 plus $5 shipping. So you're looking $25. I make $5 off of it. It's not really about making money. I mean, I'm going to make a little bit of money on it. It's nice if I sell a couple, like maybe 10 a month. That's $50. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is it's more about, when you have when you're sitting there and you're drinking this cup, not only are you looking at it, but you might take it to work, and now your friend's sitting there like, where'd you get that mug? You tell them, and then what that does is it just kind of creates that residual income from a design created once that will continuously pay me as long as people are willing to buy it. But the thing is, this is the beginning of me really starting to market myself now that I can. I'm in a static place. I have the ability to, and all that other stuff. So as long as I keep working my butt off, everything else should be good. Let's see here. Okay. I guess that's on the customer, and manufacturer will ship directly to us. Yes. Basically, all they are is what's it called, a print on demand service. What does that mean? What that means is that when you order something, they charge you what I'm the one that picks the price. They put the order in. They have their cost, which they take out. So like if I'm selling it for 20, their cost is 15. If I sell it for 25, their cost is still 15. I make it whatever, right? This is just hypotheticals because each merchant has their own thing. But what they do is they put it in their queue. See, this is why they said Teespring. The reason why they said they couldn't get it to me was because they had such a big order that it put them behind on a lot of orders, like 2 months behind. And it's like, okay, that's great, fantastic. But what about my people that bought it thinking they were going to get it right away, or at least within a couple of weeks? And so therefore I went with a company that could actually handle the volume. And so they should be able to handle the volume. And if because they're a very popular store, TeePublic, and also Red something. It's not Red Bull. I don't know. There's another one. I don't like it. I like TeePublic, and I'm just going to stick with them because it's easier to use. But some of these designs, if I get approved through Amazon, then I can put these designs up on Amazon, and then it goes in its ecosystem to be sold. And so you'll be able to buy my products directly off of Amazon once they approve me on their print on demand. I might have to go. I haven't gotten an email telling me it takes about 2 weeks to get approved. And it's been about a week now, so probably sometime next week I'll find out. And then I can start uploading designs and seeing if they actually get some sort of traction. It'd be kind of neat. But This is how you make money in the digital economy. This is what the digital economy is going to be now and in the future. We're going to have robots that are going to make everything for us. So what it becomes is, do you keep those robots busy? If you keep those robots busy, you get a portion of those profits through affiliate links. Everybody ends up passing it around. Money just basically just the way it's pushed. God damn. And the way that it's pushed out is, an issue. But I don't know. It is what it is. Sorry, guys. If somebody wants to send me a new tripod, they're like $20. It's through you can find it on Amazon. It's you can just send it Friar Tuck, PO Box 212, Concho, Arizona 85924. I'm gonna start putting that down in the description because I see even Pinball puts his PO box in there too. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I taped a toothbrush to it to kind of give it its third leg. That's all I had. So, all right. Okay. So, anyways, but yeah, today's been a busy day. I'm kind of finally starting to get my second wind now, but I'm hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. I'm really, yeah. I'm probably gonna have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and just go lay down, wait for the sun to go down and pass out. Do I like basketball? I'm one of those that I prefer to play the sport than watch it. I love playing basketball. I play like Dennis Rodman though, so be prepared to get bruised up. But yeah, for the most part, I'll play basketball, but I don't watch it. Miss y'all till next time. All right, guys, thanks for being here, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Same bat time, same bat channel. Just have peanut butter and jelly. The fucking PB&J is good. There's nothing wrong with it. PB&J is freaking awesome. Never knock it. It's great. All right, talk to you later, guys. Bye.